I'm not teaching, I'm publicly learning. But hi and welcome to Learning for the Life in the UK Test Part 12, the Vikings Part 2, while doing trunk training. If you participate in the physical exercises, that is at your own risk. And I'm using this just under fair use for educational purpose. So the Vikings. We had already that the Vikings had come firstly in 789 and they were stealing and robbing the coastal towns, but then they a bit later also stayed and founded communities in the east of England and Scotland. Then there was a person, his name was Alfred, and he has the title King Alfred the Great. King Alfred the Great. That's also pointed out here, that King Alfred the Great, the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms in England united under King Alfred the Great, who defeated the Vikings. So that seems to be an important point. So there was Alfred the Great, King Alfred the Great, and he united the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms which were in England, and he defeated the Vikings. But many of the Vikings stayed in Britain, and especially in the east and north, in an area known as Danelaw. I don't want to speculate around, but maybe we can remember it through Danelaw, because Dane sounds a bit like Danish and law like law. Maybe that's the place where the Danes rule. I don't know if we should use it. Danelaw, because the Vikings were coming from Denmark, Norway and Sweden. So there's an area in East England and East Scotland which is known as Danelaw, and many places in these regions have names from Viking language. For example, Grimsby and Scunthorpe. Many place names there. Yes, it is proper English. Many place names there. It's a bit unusual, maybe with the whole sentence. Many of the Viking invaders stayed in Britain, especially in the east and north of England, in an area known as the Danelaw. Many place names there, such as Grimsby and Scunthorpe, came from the Viking language. Yes, it is proper English, but it's just such a long sentence with a fort minus, or what it's called, and then also inside of brackets more with a comma. But okay. And now we're going to start a little bit with the trunk training before we go on what is new about the Vikings and the history of Britain. So first we're warming up, we go down and breathe out. So breathe in and out, again in and out. One more round, breathe in, out. Now breathe in, close the legs. And we can start with the trunk training. We're having a standing leg. We're lifting one leg up. Right angle with the leg, flexed foot, even light hips, tall off with the back, and we're pressing from the top against the leg. Have a little bend in the elbow. So tall off with the back, even light hips, little bend in the elbow, and press with effort. And the next exercise. We're bringing the leg up, right angle with the leg, flexed foot, even light hips. Hips and tall off the back. It's not the next exercise, it's just the other leg. And a little bend in the elbow and press. And the next exercise, down into quarter squat, and we're pressing at the upper part of the upper leg, the hand against the leg. We're changing on the other side. And we're going down into half squat. Now we're pressing in the middle of the leg. And on the other side. We're going down into three-quarter squat, and we're pressing close to the knee. And on the other side, close to the knee pressing. Okay, in 789 the first Vikings came to Britain just to do atrocities, but a bit later they also stayed and founded settlements in eastern England and Scotland. King Alfred the Great united the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms and defeated the Vikings, but still did some Vikings stay. mostly in an area known as Danelaw, that is in eastern north of England. East and north of England, and many names were are from the Viking language, for example Grimsby, and Sculthorpe, for example. The Viking settlers mixed with local communities and some converted to Christianity. So we then lived together with local communities. It's not said what, but it could be, for example, what is the opposite of ancestors? The opposite of ancestors of Iceni, for example, in Eastern England. Could be. Anglo-Saxon kings continued to rule what is now England, except for a short period when there were Danish kings. So there is an area known as Danelaw. So maybe it's not a good idea to speculate around if Danelaw, the name, has anything to do with Danish, because this history of England has to do with Denmark, because some Danish kings had ruled England in some exceptional periods in which it was not ruled by Anglo-Saxon kings. I'm not sure if I'm using exceptional correctly. So Anglo-Saxon kings continued to rule what is now England. So the area what is now England was ruled by Anglo-Saxon kings. That was ruled by Anglo-Saxon kings for a longer time, even after King Alfred the Great had unified the kingdoms and defeated the Vikings. But from time to time, it was also ruled, except for a short period. So that says one period. There was one period when multiple Danish kings had ruled England, what is today England. And the next exercise, we're bringing a leg, again one leg up, in the right angle with the leg, flexed foot, even light hips, tall up the back, and now we're pressing on the inside. Tall up with the back, even aligned hips, a little bend in the elbow, and press. And we're switching. The leg up, right angle with the leg, flexed foot, even light hips, tall up the back, and we're pressing on the inside. And to the next exercise, into 3/4 squat. We're pressing against the knee, and we're going towards the knee. So press against the knee, keep pressing, then go towards it. And one last row. And yes, let's go. The first of these was Nat, also called Canute. So first of these Danish kings which had ruled for a period, England, was Knut. Also called Canute. The first Danish king who had ruled England in a period where normally Anglo-Saxon kings had ruled England, so around 800 must be, was Knut or Canute. In the north, the threat of attack by Vikings had encouraged the people to unite under one king, Kenneth MacAlpin. The term Scotland began to be used to describe the country. So we had talked already a lot about Scotland, but an actual history how it had acted out in reality, only around that time, that must be around 800 or something, when Kenneth MacAlpin was the person under which the people of Scotland united because of the threat of Viking attacks, was the time when we started to use the term Scotland. So, in the north of Great Britain, so the Scotland part, where the Picts were, which the Romans tried to keep out through the Hadrian's Wall under Emperor Hadrian, they were encouraged, so they saw these attacks and they don't want them to happen, and they wanted to unite to be strong enough to defend them. So we were encouraged by these Viking attacks, and we united under one king, and that king was Kenneth MacAlpin. Kenneth MacAlpin. The term Scotland began to be used to describe that country. Let's do at least 2 more exercises. We are bringing now the leg. I think I missed an exercise somewhere. We're bringing now the leg up. No, I did not. Riding the leg, flex foot, even line hips, tall of the leg. And now we're pressing 1 time up with the knee and to the side, up to the side, up to the side. And we're changing to the other side. And we're pressing up to the side, up and to the side. We are through with the Vikings, so technically we can go through the exercises into full squat, down to the side and press against the leg, look up to the other hand, have a little bend in that elbow. And on to the other side, little bend in the elbow and press against the knee. And that was better. And the last exercise, standing. Leg up, riding the leg, flex foot, even line hips, tall of the back, we're pressing against the knee. Now we're opening. Mid knee. We're closing it again, we're keeping pressing all the time. Have a little bend in the elbow. And another time, leg up, press against it. We're opening. And we are closing. And with the other leg, the leg up, right angle of the leg, flex foot, even line hips, tall of the back. We are pressing against the knee. We are opening. And closing. And drop down. Another time. Now we have 3 minutes left. We need around 2 minutes for the other exercises. And then we would have a 2 minute stretching. That means it doesn't fit, but we don't need to do a stretching if we don't make the exercises. Let's do the exercises. We're going into 90-90 lunge and we're pressing against the knee. Tall up with the back. And on the other side, 90-90 lunge and press against the knee. And over and we're 90-90 lunge, straight up, tall up with the back and we're pulling at the leg. We're doing all the exercises a bit faster. And straight up, tall up with the back and pull at the leg. And back. 90-90 lunge, straight up, tall up with the back and pull a little underneath the knee. And on the other side. Maybe a 90-135 lunge, tall up with the back, pull up and pull underneath the knee. And last exercise, full lunge and again, tall up with the back and pull underneath the knee. And on the other side. And we're done with the exercises. Now to the switching. The heel onto the ground and we're pulling a bit the toes up. And with the other leg, the toes up, we're coming up. We're bringing the arms up, the legs are sending shoulder width forward apart, we're breathing in. And out and we're leaning back and we're doing the crab in the morning. Breathe in again. And out and I forgot the crab in the morning, takes the arm down. Again in, close the legs, close the hands, breathe in. And out we're leaning back, the reed and the wind. Again in. And out. Last time back. Breathe in at the middle. And out. Down diving swan. Stretch both legs at the same time. Now bend the right knee and stretch only the left leg. Bring the heel of the left leg to the outside. Turn with the body into the other direction in which the toes are pointing. Now bring the toes of the left leg to the outside and turn the body to the other direction. Both legs back into the middle. Bend the left knee, straighten the right leg. Bring the heel of the right leg to the outside. Turn the body to the other side, in which the toes are pointing. Bring the toes of the right leg to the right and turn the body to the left. Close the feet, stretch both legs at a time. Breathe in and out the up diving swan. Close the hands and breathe out and we're done with the trunk training. We're having 30 seconds left, enough time to just go once through it all. So the Vikings, they came first in 789. But they were in state, and under King Alfred the Great, the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms unified, and they defeated the Vikings. Some Vikings stayed in an area called Danelaw. Some names like Grimsby and Scunthorpe after the Viking language. Some converted to Christianity. For some time, England was not ruled by Anglo-Saxon kings, but by Danish kings, and the first one was Knut called, and the Scottish people united under Kenneth MacAlpine. I make this closer better the next time. Thank you very much, until the next time.